Well, welcome to Brent's Anime News Corner for the week ending May 21st, 2011. It's been an interesting little news week, and I've got some imagery for you this week, so it should be interesting. So, first off, some licensing news. Samurai Girls has been licensed. The full title, I forget what was the full title for this one. Anyway, Samurai Girls has been licensed by, who was it? I think Funimation licensed Samurai Girls. Let me just check on that. I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry, that was ADV Films, I think, or Section 23 now. Has now picked up Samurai Girls, so that is now available. Funimation's the one that's picked up Kurage Hime, aka Princess Jellyfish, the rather unusual anime from a couple of seasons ago. So those are now licensed and will be released over here at some point. Moving over across Pacific, if you are an otaku in Japan and you want to see the Hatsune Miku concert, it will be at Anime Expo this year. A Japanese tour agency will be more than happy to provide you with a tour over here to see that. Basically, it's about $2,200 though, and you can come over to see the this Hatsune Miku concert. They'll put you up for, I think, 5 nights and 3 days at Anime Expo. So you could go to the expo, you get passes, all that kind of good stuff, but you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. But you get to be part of the concert if you're in Japan, so that's kind of nice and interesting. Meanwhile, news of a live-action TV series of Case Closed, aka Detective Conan. Now, there have been several live-action mini-series, made for TV movies and movies, things like that, for Case Closed, but not actually a TV series yet. So we're actually going to get that at some point coming out, which is certainly, I think, not a lot of folks expected for that. It'll premiere on July 7th, so we still have a ways to go. No way of knowing, how long it's going to be or when it's going to adapt or anything like that just yet. But Case Closed live action is an interesting idea. I'll be curious to see, what the kid looks like. It's hard to get a good kid actor for that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, moving on to an announcement from the Japanese government. A consortium has been built to preserve various elements of Japanese pop culture, including anime and manga. So basically, they're looking to preserve things like radio programming, music, anime, manga, and video games. Now, what's interesting is apparently they want to preserve scripts for TV and radio programs and build a digital archive. Create a database to preserve materials related to music with a search function, and maintain bibliographic information on for manga, anime, and video games. So I'm not sure if they're actually preserving that, preserving the actual content, or just sort of an index of all that stuff. So I'm not sure. Very odd. I'm still unsure about all that. Meanwhile, one of the bigger news stories of the week, the Tokyo Youth Ordinance Bill hasn't gone into effect yet, but they've released a list of some of the manga that they are planning on restricting. So the titles will include what you see here: Okusama wa Shogakusei, my wife is an elementary student, set in the near future where the marriageable age has been lowered in response to a declining birth rate. So a 24-year-old man marries a 12-year-old girl. Don't see anything wrong with that. Aki Sora, about the taboo relationship between a high school boy and his older sister. Yeah. Lovers and Sharing, about a girl whose boyfriend cheated on her with her twin sister. The girl gets engaged, but the twin sister then suggests sharing the boyfriend. Includes themes of rape, incest, and group rape. Kobito 8 Go, lover number 8. In which a woman is attacked by a masked man one year into her job, and he goes all out to uncover the man's identity. So it includes, again, themes of rape. Hanamizawa Kyutaro Jisenshu Hanahiyori, a collection of short stories done by Kyutaro Hanamizawa, mostly light-romantic comedies with some erotic scenes, and the reason for this designation is sexual intercourse in school. Then Midori no Kisetsu, Blue-Green Season, another collection of short stories involving incest and sex in schools. So I got to admit, just to get editorial for a second, I can see why Tokyo would want to restrict sales of this to not be available to minors. I just got to say that. Anyway, and yes, there's bigger issues involved, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. Moving on, a new Haruhi game came out. let me see if I can get the exact title here. Suzumiya Haruhi no Tsuiso, the reminiscence of Haruhi Suzumiya. And it is set, I believe, they say immediately after the ending of Disappearance, although it's still set within the Pocket World, so I don't know quite what all that means. Anyway, basically it came out, and it sold 33,784 copies in 3 days. So yes, it's certainly doing well. 18,000 copies of PlayStation 3 and 14,000 for the PlayStation Portable, which is kind of interesting actually. That almost as many portable versions as console versions. So it was the second best-selling PS3 game and the fourth best-selling PSP game. And their combined total is higher than the title ranked number one on the list. So if you were to pull all that together, so yes, Haruhi is still going quite strong in Japan, which is very good to hear. Some other bits and pieces. Let's see here. What else did we have? The whole thing on Keanu Reeves being in Akira. No, Keanu Reeves will not be in Akira. Apparently, he was just chatting over with them, with the producers of the live-action movie, and it was rumored that he was talking about doing Kaneda, but it fell through, and it looks like much of it fell through. They've laid off a large chunk of the folks working on it, although they've said that's because basically they finished all the pre-production work, and now they just have to greenlight it, and there's just kind of no reason to keep folks sitting around twiddling their thumbs. So the film has not yet been greenlit and still very much in the development stage. So apparently it's still going on, but as we've been saying multiple times, nothing's firm yet. So don't expect anything. The other thing, on the other side of that coin, you don't know who else is going to be going up for that role either. So don't expect everything to be safe just yet. Another big one, 4Kids has filed to prevent licensing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. This is the newest Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, which basically the original Japanese licensor doesn't want 4Kids to get due to various things 4Kids has done. So 4Kids filed a motion on Friday requesting that the judge in their bankruptcy case, yeah, it's that crazy, requesting that the judge issue an order to stay attempts to exercise control over that license. Basically saying, asking the judge to put it on hold, all that stuff on hold until all this stuff gets cleared up, I suppose, which is kind of frustrating. So who knows where that's going to go? No information yet on whether the judge has actually agreed to stop or do anything else. But 4Kids is definitely still fighting for its life on Yu-Gi-Oh! At least, which tells you something about various stuff. Let's see here, and finally, sort of a bit of an odd story is that Gonzo has announced that they're collaborating with Chinese companies on the joint production of 3 different projects. At least one of these will be a film opening in next year or the year after, featuring a character that is popular in China. I don't know. So they are currently, working with Chinese companies on animation, which is, in some senses, unusual because Japan and China don't really get along. But also, that's a big market, so presumably Gonzo is trying to expand into that, especially considering their financial troubles lately. So hopefully this means that Gonzo will come out of this stronger and start making stronger works. We can but hope. So that's all the news fit to print this week, and until next week, thank you for joining us. See you then.